the murder of the black magic imam that shocked the United Kingdom. The 2016 murder of a 71-year-old Imam Jalal Uddin in Rochdale, Greater Manchester, sent shockwaves through the United Kingdom and exposed the deadly consequences of radicalization. A public inquiry launched in 2023 is now investigating potential intelligence failures surrounding the case. And because of this inquiry, we're now getting a lot more information. Uddin, a Bangladeshi immigrant and father of seven, was known in his community as a Quran reader and scholar. He was targeted by two Islamic State extremists, Mohammed Hussein Syeedy and Mohammed Abdul Kadir, who allegedly bludgeoned him to death with a hammer. The killers, bizarrely referring to Uddin as Voldemort, objected to his use of talismans and amulets, which they considered black magic. And I'll explain this a little bit more in a second. The inquiry has revealed a series of missed opportunities to prevent the tragedy, including a prematurely closed investigation into Mohammed Syadul Hussain, who later aided in the escape of the murderer from the UK. Former counterterrorism detective Frank Morris admitted that Hussein's investigation should not have ended in 2014, despite the evidence of extremist material found on his devices. This case highlights the complex challenges faced by the UK authorities in identifying and preventing extremist threats, particularly within immigrant communities. It also underscores the tensions between traditional Islamic practices and extreme interpretations, which can lead to violence. The inquiry, set to publish its findings next summer, is expected to provide crucial insights into improving counterterrorism efforts and community integration into the United Kingdom. So, let's take a step back and talk about what this case was and then what's happening now. Okay. So, basically, in 2002, this man, Imam Jalal Uddin, immigrated from Bangladesh to the UK, and he was in the UK for a long time. Jalaluddin was known in his community to practice something called ruqya and tahwiz, which are practices that are controversial within Islam, and some people believe them to be black magic or witchcraft. And should we do a little bit of a pit stop into what those practices are first?
Well, no, let's
Okay.
finish the story and then we will go back to that.
Okay. So he did these practices, which are kind of like exorcisms, to get jinns out of your body, basically by doing recitations of the Quran and other stuff, and little writing the Quran down and little verses, and then you keep it in an amulet on your neck. Oftentimes, this is sometimes more of a South Asian thing. That's my impression. Um, and so this is seen by some people to be like very corrupted, very innovative and against Islamic teachings. And we can unpack that a little bit more in a second. So there were these guys in the community who became aware that this imam was doing this practice. And these guys were Islamic State sympathizers. And they think that one of these guys was radicalized when he went in a humanitarian convoy into Syria in 2013. And they became aware that the Imam, Jalaluddin, was in the United Kingdom illegally because the Imam had overstayed his visa. And the Imam was on the authorities' attention as being here in the UK illegally, but he would stay with different families in the community constantly, and he was constantly moving, so they couldn't actually serve him papers to deport him and stuff, or some little detail or technicality like that. And so they this is a little bit ironic, these Islamic State sympathizers became fixated on trying to get this guy deported from the United Kingdom because of the black magic that he was practicing. And
wait, the Islamic State was trying to deport a Muslim from the UK?
yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I was making that up. And However, there was an instance that happened where there was the imam was pictured taking a photo with their local MP and the major MP at the time. And when they saw that photo, there were text messages exchanged between them where they said, "It looks like Voldemort is never going to be deported now." So, because they thought that he had a political connection to the MP or whatever, they're like, "Well, then we can't get him deported now. Like, he'll be protected, blah, blah, blah." Within 2 months of that photo being taken, they murdered him. They murdered him. So, what happened was that at night, the imam was in Rochdale and he was visiting, he went to go have dinner with a local family and they were following him. And when he left that house, they followed him. And there were 3 guys involved in this situation. Let's start at the beginning. There were 2. And one guy was driving the car. One guy got, his name is Kadir. Kadir got out of the car, followed him, took a hammer, smashed this guy's head in at with the hammer, bludgeoned him and left him for dead on a playground. 2 girls, 2 children discovered his body on that playground. And this sent like,
Traumatized forever, I think.
yeah, this sent like shockwaves through the community. The guy who did it, Kadir, escaped the UK, fled the UK within the series of like a few days, probably 3 days, and they think that he went to Syria. We're not sure
Oh
what.
wait, they got away with this? They got
Well, one
away with
guy.
their Oh.
I don't know what ended up if anyone knows if he's even alive anymore, but they think that he went
Mm.
to Syria. So the guy that drove him in the car, his defense was like, "Oh, I didn't. Oh, Kadir, he was just gonna go approach the imam and try to snatch the tahweez off his neck. You know, take the tahweez off his neck so that we can go show the community, so that we can go prove to the community that he's practicing this black magic. Like that was our real intention." Whatever happened, the man was murdered. So then the guy who was driving the car, who, and these guys were young. They were like in their early 20s when this happened, like 21, 24. And so the guy who drove the car is in prison. That's the guy in this photo right here on the right, the driver. And so in this inquiry that's going on, the government is trying to figure out what were the intelligence failures here, because it turns out that there was a third guy. And the third guy is the one that helped the murderer escape the United Kingdom. And he had been on the authorities' watch list 2 years before this happened. And because the nephew of that guy, his kid nephew was showing up to school at the age of 8 years old talking about how he wanted to join the Taliban. So that prompted an investigation. Why is an 8-year-old talking about wanting to join the Taliban? They started doing the investigation. They discovered this guy. And they said that there were this when I was reading the report on this, Armin, my brain exploded a little bit because they did a search of his phone. They found tons of like pictures of Osama bin Laden, pictures of weapons. They said that they found videos of executions all over his devices. But Armin, maybe this is just the way it was reported in the news. They're like, "Oh, well, that was really common at this time. So that wasn't enough of a cause for concern. So we just, referred him to the prevent program and like closed the investigation." Meanwhile, if they had looked at the communications on his phone, which they did not look at, they did not look at who he was talking to, they would have seen that the second most communicated with person on his phone was the man that ended up being this murderer. But the way that it was phrased in the article I was reading was insane. They describe all of these like extremely violent radicalizing execution videos on his devices. And they're like, "Oh, well that was like really common at the time, so we just referred him to prevent." I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
Okay, excuse me? And so basically they're doing this whole inquiry to figure out like where were the failings, what could have been done better. And one of them was like, yeah, we should have looked at all the communications on his phone. For some reason we only looked at the photos and stuff. And so that's kind of like the modern day update of this case. Is
Hmm.
this inquiry. And a lot of the details from the inquiry are behind closed doors because they don't want to reveal their counterterrorism efforts, to widely to the public. But based off of what is publicly available, this
Did
is some of the details we're getting.
did he say Avada Kebab? How do you say that spell? When he was using
Avada
the hammer on
Kedavra?
Voldemort? Yes. Did he say that when he? No, no, that would be black
Of
magic
course
by
not.
itself. Okay. What is it? ISIS is doing Harry Potter references and also hoping that the UK deports a Muslim out of the. I still can't get over ISIS members in the UK trying to get a Muslim deported out of the UK. I can't get over that. And also referring to somebody who does black magic as Voldemort. I mean, shouldn't they not? It's I don't know. It's so bizarre.
Yeah,
Every t- every
it's
time I
all over
think
the
we've
place.
seen everything, something new comes up. Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to touch on,
Oh,
Armin, what?
yeah. I have something that maybe these people were gonna come after me for. So when my mother was religious, she went to a sorcerer to get this made for me. She paid a little. Oh, can you see? No,
It's out of
hold
focus. Is
on. You
there
can.
anything on it?
Yeah. Yes, there's Quranic verses on it. Why is it out of focus? Hold on. Maybe if I'm out of the scene,
Nah.
I cannot. No.
No.
Why? Why does it not focus? Okay, so you can see some scribble. It
I
doesn't
can't see
focus
anything.
when I bring it. Yeah. Nope.
Well, what is it?
I know it has it's a black stone and it has Quranic scribbles written on it. Yeah, it doesn't focus for some reason. Written on it like on all six sides, right? And she paid a crap ton of money to that sorcerer to have this made to for protection. But again, when she died, when my mother died, she didn't believe in the superstition anymore, and she was like full on atheist. Um, but at some point, she made this for me.
Well, I
So
think
that this is black magic,
what
and
are
this is
what are
where I keep
people's
it.
understanding about how that's allowed? Because there's some people that think that this is allowed because it's taking certain verses that Muhammad says that you should recite like when you're sick and kind of using them in different formulas and stuff to try to alleviate the sickness. But then other people think that
Well,
this is complete corruption, complete innovation, that this is completely haram. Like,
so the understanding is that every time you're doing this is seher, which is very obviously haram in Islam, right? But the understanding is that we have jinns. Every time you do so, when you do supernatural stuff, is either a miracle or it's seher or magic, basically. When a miracle is when a prophet doesn't use his own power, but God's power that is being channeled through him. That's a miracle. Ser or magic is when humans themselves are not magical creatures, so they don't have magical power, so they have to use another magical entity, right? So ser is when you use jinns or like demon power, right? I mean, it's not technically demon, but it's the closest thing to what you understand demons are. So jinns are magical creatures, and humans could use them as use their help to do magical stuff, right? Either for protection or for cursing or for luck or for reaching wealth, all sorts of stuff, right? Um, and sometimes, so when you ask the people who are doing these things, that how is this justified? Aren't you were like, I mean, you believe in in this whole supernatural world, so you believe in God. So are you afraid that God will punish you? So their understanding is that we have good jinns and we have bad jinns, and humans working with good jinns, that there's nothing wrong with that. You're just like humans and jinns have been working with each other throughout history, and they have give you examples of, for example, Prophet Suleiman or like some other prophets, that we have examples of good jinns in Shia Islam helping Hussein in the battle of Karbala, which is weird because he still lost. But anyways, there's so many examples of jinns actually helping jinns helping prophets and imams in history, and it's like this is just basically that, which is interesting because then sometimes, so they basically we have white magic and black magic. White magic is, they consider it when you use like good jinns, when you help with, you take their help. But there are also evil jinns that some people say that, okay, for last results they go to those evil jinns, and sometimes, but they warn you that the price for that is very high. Like the evil jinns, when you ask for their help, they will basically, they will come one day, they will come, they their price is that some one day you will pay a very very heavy price for what you ask for, from what you ask
They
for
will
them.
come get
But
their
again,
pound of flesh.
yes, they will, but they only, people who resort to that is because they're so desperate and they don't care anymore. If they don't care that they're going to go to hell, they don't care if that jinn is going to come ruin their lives one day. They are just so desperate for, I don't know, money, or they hate somebody so much that they're willing to damn themselves and damn their souls just so that they could see that person suffer as well. So again, it's very, there's a huge industry. Like for example, there are a lot of people I know, there like in Iran there's a black market for all of this. Like people go and spend a lot of money for this shit. Maybe I should do a stream on this.
Well, that's because you were raised in the corruption of Shiism. So you wouldn't
Right.
even know.
No, no, Shia Islam is very much against this. Oh, by
No,
the
I'm
way,
making a
guys,
joke.
I know I have a lot of we have a lot of Israelis watching here. The best spells are Jewish. Like the most powerful within, yeah, within Islamic Sikh community or all these sorcerers, the understanding is that if you go Jewish with your casting of spells, or I don't know, prayers or whatever. Like for example, if this stone would had Jewish letters on it, people are like, okay, this fucking shit works, because they think the original sorcerers were basically Jews, and they think like the most powerful of shit, the most potent of more curses come from Jewish origins, right? I have actually a lot of, yeah. Let me see. I
Oh
have a
my
lot of,
god. That's so funny. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I just imagine them seeing like some little amulet with random Hebrew on it that like is just random letters together. They're like, "Oh, this is
I
powerful."
could. Do you guys want to see some of the spells? I have
Yeah.
the books, but I have to dig for it. I will find it. Guys, let me know in the live chat if you would like to see some of the freaking black magic stuff. I have their books downloaded somewhere and I could show it to you. Let me know if you want to see it, because I
That would be a
have it
really
somewhere.
interesting
I just have
stream,
to
by the
find
way. Okay, Sarah is freaking hysterical. She's saying acid reflux is the most common curse we use on people.
it.
Oh my god. Uh yeah, other people are saying that it's Jewish mother guilt. Oh my god. Uh but Armin,
Yeah.
I have something that I want you to like explain to people. So
Hmm.
do I have your attention?
Yes, yes, go
Okay.
on.
Because I think many people not familiar with these issues would see this instance happening in the UK and not really understand, like, I'm talking like a complete normie. They would not understand like why these Muslims would want to go kill an imam. Like they would think that that's like
Hmm.
insane. They wouldn't understand it at all. So for someone who isn't familiar with these issues, like can you explain to an outsider why this belief is like the corrupter, the innovator is actually the most worthy of hatred. And then also then why takfiris are like hated so much. Because I was trying to explain this to my boyfriend recently is oftentimes we from the outside of the community don't understand how the corrupter is actually the most hated of all.
Well, technically, this is not bid'ah or corrupter or reform. This is something that Islam is considers itself very familiar with. Like even Islamic Muhammad was cursed by by these sorcerers and stuff. Like we have it in store. So the reformers are people who are misrepresenting Islam, but sorcerers, they're not misrepresenting Islam. This is part of Islamic tradition that these are evil people that need to be killed. So it's not even changing. This is completely according to the sunnah or the tradition of Islam. They're part of Islam. They're considered people who make deals with jinns, and they're evil and they need to be eliminated. So
Mm, okay. Well,
yeah,
that's an important clarification for myself. Thank you.
yeah.
Um, okay. Did you have anything you wanted to add to this, or should we go through the super chats?
I can't find the magic books that I wanted to show, but let me know if you guys want me to do a stream, maybe showing you these crazy. Ah, god damn it! I wish I had it ready. Um, Let me ask my friend. Uh, Hold on. Let me ask my friend. سلام کتابای سحر رو همین الان برام میفرستی؟
Wait, we can hear you.
I know. I'm asking my friend to send them to resend them to me. Okay.
um,
All right. Let's go to. If I get it through during the stream, I will show you because they're fucking insane. Like if I show it to you on stream, like I have them in PDF, and they're not supposed to be in PDF. These were supposed to be magic, like sorcery books that were supposed to be for an elite few that nobody else, no one's eyes should be
ooh.
laid upon. And somebody went and scanned all of them, and now they're in PDF. So
Oh,
they
this
think
is
like even seeing
real,
them,
like
yeah,
legit esoteric knowledge. Oh, that's interesting.
yes, 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 yes. I
Ooh.
know I downloaded it somewhere. It's on my computer somewhere. I just have to find them.
Okay, well, let's go through the
Hmm.
can't talk. Super chats. Vidi Veritas. Thank you for the super chat saying hype train worthy news. Well, I think there's a lot of worthy hype train worthy news today. Juicy news.
Right.
He also gave 2 super stickers. Thank you so much, Vidi.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
Ayatollah Hominy, funny name, gave a super chat
Hmm.
saying, "Miss me, Armin, my boy? I'm made of corn."
Yes. Yes, yes. I missed you. Thank you for being here.
Um, GJ gave a super chat saying, "In late August 2018, Dutch Enfant Terrible TV show host Paul de Lviv breastfed on a woman live on a Saturday night, reporting peer to peer breast milk sharing
Ooh,
because too much baby formula Aero China. I think maybe coming from China. Okay, that's
I
wild.
found it. I found it.
Okay, do
Wait,
you want to
hold
go to
on.
that?
No, no, read the super chat. Okay, so hold on. Let me do a screen share. Ooh, guys, I found it. You're in for a treat. Okay, so let me show you this. So this is, I don't know what Kanzal Khas. I don't know Majmui as, so Yahud. You can see it says Yahud means Jews, right? So these are guys. Nobody is supposed to be seeing this. Like what I have right now is illegal according to sorcerers for you to see this. This is like people would. I'm not kidding. People would genuinely murder me simply for showing this to you. This is supposed to be very secret sorcery knowledge that People shouldn't have that. And somebody went and scanned all of this and just put it somewhere for download for people, right? So these are a lot of the stuff that you can see here. And this is apparently sorcery that it's a mix of Quran and Jewish sorcery. Like this is, and you can see the in Persian it's explaining to you how you're supposed to be using them. And there's a lot of, hold on. Look, you can see the mix of numbers. They use these codes from numbers to basically decode stuff, hidden stuff from the Quran, right? So they use letter.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they use code numbers and letters to decode. So Jewish esoteric stuff plays around a lot with the significance of numbers and letters. So they learned that from Jewish people, and they try to come up with codes and numbers to decode stuff in the Quran. And you can see this is like, well, I don't look. This is the Quran written upside down for some reason. This part, right? And then you can see these numbers: Ya Zahra, Ya Ali, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, and then have these numbers here. And these are all meant. These are all numbers made to decode like secret messages. Wait, I have another one. I want you to show you another one. This is Tam Tam. Look at this one. Look at all
Ooh.
of this. Yeah. This is all secret. These are all sorcery. These are all codes. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is. Look at
This is pretty
this.
cool. I'm not
These
gonna
are
lie.
there are so many people that spend their entire lives decoding shit like this, trying to come up with spells and
I
numbers
like the
and
little
esoteric shit.
drawings. I love the
Yeah.
drawings.
Yes. I don't know what this is. Look at you see that? Look at this. I could put a rope in here and carry this.
Where did you get that
Right.
from? You just pulled that out of nowhere.
No, that's where I keep the stone thingy in. It's in here. That looks like the,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
Anyways.
cool.
I don't know what the hell this is. Look at the ball sack on this one.
Shut up.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that demon. Look at all the codes and letters and numbers. I have no idea. Maybe I should bring an expert to explain all these codes to us, because there are
I
people
would
who
love
are,
that.
oh, what the hell is this? This is Shiro Khorshid. What the Shiro
Yeah.
Khorshid is doing there? Yeah, what the fuck?
I love it when the
Anyway.
Khurshid has a little face.
Oh yeah.
Little
The
little
sun has a
Khanum Khurshid.
this is
So cute.
anyways, keeps going. Wait, hold on. Let me just show you how this is this keeps going and going, and this is only part one of 10 other PDFs that I have. I have so many. There's a whole library, there's a whole world of these things. Okay. Again, these are stuff that you could change. Like, they believe that you could change so much with this. Like, you could basically change the fate of people, you could change
Whoa.
politics, you could change your destination, you could curse people, you could make people fall in love, you could do also,
Can you
you know
change
who
the
believes,
weather?
yes, you know who believes in this fucking bullshit? Khamenei.
Yeah.
And right now, I guarantee you, with the pagers exploding and Nasrallah dying, I guarantee you, based on what Khamenei has said before, he is now convinced that Israel has more power. The reason why all of this is happening is that the jinns that are working with Israel are more powerful than the jinns that Khamenei has in his command, has in his cabinet, right? Because remember, Khamenei had reportedly changed the jinns that he was working with at some point when he wasn't happy with them, like as at some point when things weren't going his way. But he came out, he one time announced that this is a war of humans and a jinner, like the jinns and humans are fighting this war. And he thinks that he has certain jinns in his cabinet, and Israel also has their jinn. And he thinks like the only way they could do these things, like, I don't know, explosions happening or Nasrallah dying and Ismail Hania dying, no, nothing material could ever explain any of this. That this could only, Israel is only this powerful is because they have superior genes. That's how he explains it. The Jewish Chad genes, exactly. Yes. Jewish genes. What that was.
So funny. Remember the speech he gave about the COVID vaccines and stuff and all the demons? Like, that was crazy even for him.
Yes. No, for with the COVID vaccine, he was saying again, YouTube, not my words. He said we shouldn't bring vaccines from US or United Kingdom. It's because the vaccines that they're making are specifically targeting the Persian, the Iranian DNA, as if there's such a thing. Yeah, so that's what he said. So yeah.
Um,
We got super chat.
one of the jinns in his cabinet is an Israeli spy.
True, true. No, yeah. So actually, that's a very interesting joke, because every time people in Iran make the joke that every time Khamenei has a meeting, there is an Israeli representative sitting there. The problem is that they don't know who. That's what they
Facts.
say. Yeah, that's what they always say. Yeah.
There's a Judas among them.
Right.
Let's go through the super chats. Gasian gave a super chat saying Aisha sounds like the next Game of Thrones. I think you're referring to our previous segment about the breastfeeding. Yeah. Joel gave a super chat saying Armin is the Dihya al-Kalbi for our times.
Yeah, I think he's referring to the people who went from Muhammad to send a message to the Roman Empire to become Muslim.
Mm.
I think that was the envoy. I think is that Joe? Is that what you're referring to? Because yeah, okay, I'll take that. I guess. Thank you.
Gasian is asking. This is a question for Mufti Armin. Everyone
Mm.
put the Mufti Armin emoji in the live chat. Saying, do you think some jinns have a BDSM kink where they like getting exercised so they can keep doing it?
Huh. Well, I don't know about jinns. Do get obsessed with humans. That's what we knew sometimes. Like they do
Mm-hmm.
fall in love with humans sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Which
don't
is
know
why
if
you
they
can
are
never be
into.
naked. Don't get naked.
Oh,
They can lust after you.
yeah,
They can
yes, you're
lust
right. You're
after
right.
you.
That's exactly why certain even mullahs they go to shower with their clothes on just so that a jinn doesn't fall in love with them. That's actually true. They do say that, right? Right. So I don't know about jinns and BDSM. However, I do know this Iranian saying that there was once a hunter that was hunting a lion and he missed, so the lion came after him and he says, choose, should I eat you or should I, you know, fuck you, basically, right? And the hunter was like, okay, fine, go ahead. And this is a famous Persian story, right? Fine, go ahead and uh, grape
Do
me,
what you
right?
must.
Yes. And then the second time the hunter went and uh, went for the same lion and he missed again and the lion came over and got him and like, okay, choose
No,
again.
at
And
that
the
point
hunter
it's
is like,
on purpose.
yes, no, don't give away the ending. The
Oh,
hunter was like, okay, fine, grape me. And then the third time, and then it kept on happening. And the lion at some point came about, like, wait a minute, you're missing on purpose, aren't you? Right? So this is a famous Persian story that this is a hunter that is missing on purpose. And now
wait, what is the moral of that story? Usually Proverbs have
the
like a point.
moral, well, this proverb didn't have a moral. There was, I mean, I didn't get the moral of the story until recently, where Hezbollah and the Islamic Republic constantly attack, like doing things to Israel, and Israel coming out and attacking them, and they like, and so a lot of people, a lot of Iranians are bringing back this proverb, saying like maybe they like Israel, like maybe graping them. Maybe like this is the reason. Maybe maybe this is Shia nature for them to always want to be humiliated. Maybe this is the
To be
BDSM kink that they
losers?
have to be losers. Like I mean, look at their role model. Their main role model is Hussein. Hussein was like
A
was like
massive loser.
defeated. Yeah, he was a massive, like, basically Hussein was graped by Yazid, and maybe this is like a Shia fantasy to constantly be losing, constantly like acting like they're winners and their enemies to come and grape them, and they are basically comparing Shias to this hunter that is constantly getting graped, and maybe they're into it, maybe they're into it, maybe they're into
Not
losing. I don't know.
guys, not literal grape, but just in a fuck around and find out kind of way.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes. Lion grape. There.
that's wild. That's that's a wild proverb.
Right. You haven't heard this? This is a famous Iranian proverb.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, somebody in Lecture is saying Armin tell the sword and ass story. Do you want to know this? Yes. So Shias always say khun bar shamshir piruz ast. Khun means blood, and they say the blood will be victorious over the sword, because Shias like to die all the time, right? They love
Yeah.
dying, and they think like the blood of the martyrs will eventually be successful, like defeat the sword of their enemies. So they're saying that blood is victorious over the sword, right? That's why they're so much into martyrdom, right? But the problem is that khun also in Persian, khun means ass
Yeah.
and khun means blood. So now a lot of Iranians are saying that okay, this is the victory of not of khun over Shamshir, but kun over Shamshir. So they're saying that if you shove a sword into an ass of a Shia, what the Shia will say like, "Oh, I captured your sword with my ass. I won. I am victorious because I have captured your sword. Now I have
With
your
my
sword in my ass now." Yes.
I got you.
So Shias never lose. No matter what you do to a Shia, they always act like they're victorious, including if you shove a sword up their ass, they will like, "Yes, I captured your sword." Like, so that's the basically moral.
Oh my god. Oof.
So yes.
Persians are too funny with this kind of thing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny because like Persians have such a strong like etiquette and politeness culture, but like under the surface, it's like so dirty.
This is actually, but there's a truth behind all of this. They say Shia bach nadare, meaning Shia would never admit defeat. No matter what the fuck you do to Shias, no matter how many times you defeat them, they always act like they're the more powerful and they're victorious. No matter, that scene from Monty Python. This nothing but a flesh wound. The guy when King Arthur cuts his hands, both hands, and
He's
they're like, "Oh,
completely
come fight me."
amputated.
Yes, I think that's the Shia. That's the Shia mindset, right? And that was Hussein's mindset. Like he was fucking like destroyed in the Karbala, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we won." Okay, sure, buddy. Sure.
Which is actually funny to touch on yesterday because I was watching a video of neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes going on a rant about how he's freaking tired of Hezbollah because they're such fucking losers. Because this guy hates Israel, he hates Jews. YouTube, these are not my opinions. I'm communicating the opinions of someone else. And he was talking about how he's like sick and tired of Hezbollah. He's like, these people are losers. They keep on getting like fucked up, and all they do is keep talking a big game. Like, you guys are impotent. You can do nothing. And I'm like, well, they officially lost to the neo Nazis. I don't know what they're gonna do now.
Yeah. I mean, this what
So
happens
stupid.
when your role model is Hussein. Hussein had his ass handed to him in Karbala, and Shias have been calling that a victory for the past 1300 years. So yeah, when you're I mean, look at the role models. Okay, look at the main holy people in Shia Islam. So in Sunni Islam, the main figures are Muhammad, Abu Bakr, Omar, right? I mean, Osman and Ali didn't do much, but Omar like freaking invaded. Like he made the Islamic Empire. Muhammad, he went from being a shepherd to, I don't know, being the king of fucking Arabs, right? So Sunnis are like, okay, we like powerful people, But Shias, their main figures, I mean, they don't care much about Muhammad and Allah. They act like they claim that they do, but they don't act like it. Their main figures are Ali, Hussein, and Fatima, right? Ali had a sword shoved in his ass. I mean, people say they hit him on the head, but Iranians have went and demonstrated the way that he was killed. The only way to actually kill him, he got the sword up his ass, right? So, anyways, he died with the sword while he was praying. But Hussein had his ass handed to him in Karbala. And Ali basically ruined the Islamic Empire. He basically brought internal fighting. Fatima died by a freaking door, right? She died uh, because of Omar just opened the door too hard. I mean, all three of them were just died in the most humiliating way. So these are the holy people in Shia Islam. So you're all just losers. All of you are just you're basically when you celebrate losers, you will continue losing the entire life. Yeah.
We went on quite the diversion today. Okay, let's
Hey, yeah,
go back to the
doorknob.
super chats.
Doorknob head saying it wasn't me. Yeah, it was a doorknob. She died with a. She died. Doorknob is like, wasn't me. No, it was you. It was the doorknob that opened. Yeah, Omar opened the door too hard and killed Fatima. We found the killer.
Well, indirectly. Um,
Yes.
okay, so let's go to the super chats. GJ gave a super chat addressing you, Armin. Armin,
Yes.
your atheism definition is how you explain it to a child, and thus an infantile point of view to label adults with. Only those who believe the universe utterly devoid of divinity self-identify as an atheist.
No, no, no. You're incorrect, GJ. No matter how many times you repeat that, a lack of belief in God means that you're an atheist. Okay, you can keep trying to change the definition, but no matter how many times you say that, the definition of atheism will remain the same. Okay, a lack of belief in God. If you have a lack of belief in God, you're an atheist. You don't need a positive claim, but keep pretending that your definition is the correct one.
Sarah saying, I saw a video where an imam was explaining how preparing for anal jihad by practicing sodomy is allowed in Islam. We've talked about anal jihad. Armin has done an
Yes.
entire stream on anal jihad. So you guys need to go check that out if you haven't seen it before. I think that might be a members only video. Okay, so Animation gave a super chat saying Gandalf seeing Hebrew script smoking the Hobbit leaf. Damn, that's some real gourmet shit. I don't know what you mean. I think you're talking about Gandalf smoking weed. But thank you for
I think
the super
Animation
chat.
is high.
Yeah,
I think he's high while
he's
yes, I
smoking the
think
Temple
you're
of Lettuce himself.
I think he's just imagining Gandalf reading some Jewish sorcery and he just likes to think I think you're high at the okay. But anyways, let's continue.
GJ saying, oh, and something totally off topic just came to mind. Susanna on gender and sexual preference. Ever heard of Sarah Sam Betten's The Belgian American? No, I have not, but I'll look them up for a second. And someone's name, who I don't know because I can't read Hebrew, gave 15 shekels. Thank you. Saying, oh, hi, Armin and Susie. Thanks for your content. Can you react to the song Yalla Ya Nasrallah in the clip version? Yeah. Well, you kind of did on the stream yesterday, right?
Yes. But I found a longer version of that. I sent to you the longer version. But I got in trouble with YouTube over showing the Monty Python skit on the Persian side. Because a lot of Iranians don't know what the Monty Python scene is about, so I showed it to them and I got into trouble. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if we can show that because of copyright. I mean, I know the
but I could show you. I know I could show you the small version, the one that people because we didn't get in trouble for that. Do you want to see that one more time? Here, let's do it right now.
My friend, when we were driving around yesterday, was like, "You have to blast this." So we're in my car blasting this song.
Wait, so let me remove this. Can you remove? Oh, here. So again, these are Israelis celebrating the death of Nasrallah. And by the way, Susie, this song was made 2 years ago. So a lot of people are surprised that this song actually came true. Wait, so actually, let me the translation of the song. Do you have the translation? I could bring it right up.
I have part of it.
Just no, hold up. The song. Hold on. Here.
Can we
have it.
do?
What, really? Okay. Do you want me to do it later? Really quick? I could do
Yeah,
it really quick. I have it, the translation. Okay, later or now?
later.
Okay, later. Okay.
And GJ, to answer your question, I just looked up that person you were talking about. They are not my type at all, if that's what you were asking.
Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.